After speaking with the consultants, we realized we had to rearrange the table here a little bit. So back with a week in review on KROC-AM.
Did we just move, or did the room get moved?
Well, we'll have to talk with the consultant
again.
again.
Flipped the camera over.
The week started out with some discussion at the city council. This is something I didn't know. I did not know that the city was pretty lax on dog leash laws. I remember years ago there was talk about changing the ordinance, and then apparently people are getting more concerned. I know every time we took our dog for a walk, he was on the leash, but that was because he was such a knothead, he'd run away if he wasn't. So, but anyway, the council took some input, and they're going to look at the ordinance, and I'm not sure what they're going to come up with.
All right. Well, it's good news.
That was the extent of discussion at the city council. Obviously, it's not great. It's not really
well, think about this.
A big story, but
a week after they vote on that DMC initiative,
sales tax and a dog leash.
They needed a break.
There's not a lot of significance to the story, but the woman in northern Minnesota who darn near had her car chewed up by an airplane propeller caught my attention. Just because
it caught my attention too. The objects in your mirror are closer than they appear.
Even if you were constantly looking in the mirror, you're not really expecting to see an airplane in the rearview mirror, so you can understand that your reaction might be a little bit delayed at the time.
I would have hit the gas.
But that heartburn medicine really works.
If you look at the picture, where the propeller was hitting,
so it was off on the driver's side.
On the driver's side, and it was clearly cutting up. And right before the rear door of the vehicle, it jumped, but then it also hit the mirror and the door of the driver's door. So she must have swerved at the. I mean, she was probably a millisecond away from at least a horrible injury.
So. Both of them.
Well, the question I had, and you're kind of an aviation buff, Andy, is why was the propeller still turning if the motor stopped?
That is interesting, isn't it?
Especially at that speed where it did that damage.
Well, if the plane is
unless it was sputtering.
It could have been sputtering. I don't know all the facts, but it also just you're moving through the air. It's going to spin, but to have the force to actually cut through sheet metal, that might just show you how thin the metal is on our cars today.
And if you haven't seen that photo on our website, we'll keep it up there a while, so check it out.
Speaking of sputtering, the Twins are opening up their season
on
Monday.
They're undefeated.
Well, I'm kind of optimistic about the team this year. The starting pitching,
we always are.
Starting pitching is looking better so far. You got Hughes. They got the rotation pretty well set with Hughes, Santana, and Nolasco, and who do you got? Kyle Gibson, and now Tommy Malone is pitching well. You got Belfry in the bullpen. The bullpen's a little bit weak though, but yeah, we do have more power.
Yep.
With Vargas and Arcia and Plouffe, I think will have a little bit more power. You got to figure Mauer's going to be better eventually.
He can't get any.
You've been saying that for.
I know, but he's 2 years away from a concussion, so I think maybe this is it. It happened to Morneau, and maybe this is it. But so.
But you had your final
conversation. Your prediction would be what?
Yeah.
I'm predicting improvement this year.
I had a question about Hughes. You had your final conversation, preseason conversation with Corey Probus.
Yes.
On Wednesday. He's been giving up, I think, more walks in the preseason than all of last season. Is there any concern? Or
well, he gave up. How many walks did he give up in the last season?
He gave up
17 or 16 last year.
That's
he
going to
gave up
happen.
5 in one game, though. I
think he's just angry. He's angry.
Anyway.
And the umps are cracking down on him. I'm taking the Twins are going to be in third place this year.
He's being specific.
Behind the Cleveland Indians and Chicago White Sox, tied with Kansas City. Detroit's going to fall down. The Twins are going to be 84 and 78, and you can hear them all on KROC-AM.